That's nice to see what happens when I'm not around. Jesus.
I cut a clip out of that really quick because the part me and Kenny have been dying laughing all day about. This is going to be a new drop. There's a point in that song where the singer agrees. He singingly agrees with Costa that he's small. Take a listen to this.
Is that what this is? No.
Yeah.
Okay. We need the extended deal there. Wow. Christ. All right.
Well, I saw his clown car. So that's what he was talking about.
We've gotten to the.
Yes.
It is, though. It is. It is.
So he got so angry at us that he had to declare.
Listen, it's not what we're getting into today, but that's a clown car.
It can see four comfortably. Like, so I go out like, no, it can't.
That guy drives around. The clown from Uncle Buck showed up in the same car that he drives.
I was like, this is a 2-seater convertible.
Yeah, right. It seats two comfortably. Right. If you live in Vienna. All right. I want to just jump into this because 3:00 we have something that I think is fun, and I think we have a great idea for the networks on a sports documentary because there's a lot of good ones coming out. We're going to do it. But we got to start with this. Now, I'm not doing the whole Tigers funeral. I mean, whether you admit it or not, know it or not, yes, your whole season's over. Stop. Riley Green is dead. Erod's dead. I think Faedo just went to the IL. Good night. This is something different. So I was driving back from out of town this weekend, and you have time. You're in a car. The conversation of Javier Baez came up, and I go, well, what do you want me to say? The guy blows. He's terrible. So then I said, well, let me pull the numbers up to show you how bad he is to one of my friends. And this guy's 4 for his last 34. And that might be a hot streak for this cat. So I like this weekend in Chicago, again, a nothing burger, but 4 for his last 34. Rico, when you do the deep dive into this, here's the consensus we settled on in my group. We're watching Miguel Cabrera 2.0. We are watching someone that no one in town wants, that this team will have to play out of a morbid financial obligation for 4 more years and $98 million. And I don't want you to think that Javi's bad and I'm being unfair. Javi is arguably the second worst player in Major League Baseball. Only better than, you guessed it, Bag of Balls Cabrera. Javier Baez's OPS in his time with the Tigers. I mean, if because I really went down the wormhole. You have time on a road trip. I mean, Javier Baez, Rico. This guy has an OPS like 550. That's almost 200 points below league average. He is arguably the worst player in baseball. He is offering you nothing. And he's not opting out at the end of the year, right? Not with 4 years and $98 million out there for.
No.
So here's my question to you, to Kenny, to the public at large. Are we watching Cabrera too? That every night we're going to have to continue to play Javi. Oh, by the way, he gets a $4 million raise next year. $5 million raise next year.
Well, he's earned it.
He goes up to $25 million next year, 25 the year after, 24 the year after, and 24 the year after that. And I know what I would do, but until or unless I see, Chris and the management decide they're gonna buy someone out, I can't do it. I'm just making a point, guys. Are we looking at Cabrera? I want to know from you, because here's why I can't take your team seriously. When you were gone, Rico, you were on vacation. Cookies and I talked about it. You're asking AJ Hinch to manage with 25 guys on the roster instead of 26.
Mm-hmm.
And on nights you play Javier Baez, you get nothing. And the reality is you could basically pluck anyone in baseball and get more. So if we're asking AJ Hinch and the Detroit Tigers in the throes of a rebuild to play a man short over the next 4 years, How can I take you seriously? Now, if you want to tell me it's not that bad, here's the problem you're going to run into. It is that bad. The numbers say it's that bad. So I want to know if you are thinking what we're thinking. 248-539-9797. Now, that's not hyperbole.
No,
Rico, it's that bad.
It's not, and it could be because they're still celebrating Miggy. As a matter of fact, I think it's like some Miggy bobblehead night or something this weekend, or Miggy giveaway. I was looking at the Tigers' schedule, so yeah, they have something planned.
I quit.
This is just what we do. Miggy
Rico,
milestone bobblehead.
Can I be upfront
Saturday.
with you? I don't care.
No, I'm just. But yeah, for some reason, this type of thing doesn't really affect them. But yeah, you're right. Miggy shouldn't be on the roster right now. And yeah, at this pace, you're going to be paying Javi, and he's going to be struggling. But at least Miggy, you had something that you could celebrate. You remember when he was good, when he won the Triple Crown, when the Tigers were good and fun to watch. Javier Baez, the only thing that works with Javi is when you tick him off. When he gets yanked out of the game, he got yanked and he caught fire. And you thought maybe that woke him up, and then it was just a dream because he went back to sleep.
He's played 100 games tonight as a Detroit Tiger. Here are your numbers. Rico, 20 home runs, 192 strikeouts, 36 walks. 234 batting average, and I know we don't care about batting average, but it's 234. An on-base percentage of 276. An OPS of 647. He is one of the worst everyday players in all of baseball. He has gotten worse this year. He's worse this year than last year. So I'm asking, now again, if you wanted to do it, is he the worst athlete to ever sign in this town? Look, I went down that road this year. And I know a lot of people would be like, well, what about Scott Mitchell? All right, I'm never going to sit here and tell you Scott Mitchell was good. But in 55 career starts for your Detroit Lions, he was 27-28, threw for 13,000 yards and 80 touchdowns. Now, clearly alienated teammates. Guy was half an idiot. The point is, that's about a league average quarterback, right?
Right.
Okay. Baez is arguably the worst player in the sport. You want to say Josh Smith. Josh Smith still averaged 14 and 7, a couple assists a night. Now, that wasn't good, but that's far from being the worst player in NBA, right? I want to know how the story ends with Baez. Because if you still have hope for him, I don't know what it's based on. If you're like me and you go, okay, I think this ends with what we're watching right now with Cabrera. Baez can't opt out. His agent will lay down in his driveway behind his car before he lets Javi opt out. 4 years and $98 million beyond this. Is this Cabrera too? Mm-hmm. And in my world, Rico, you cannot ask me to take this franchise seriously if I got to endure 2 more years, 3 more years, 4 more years of morbid obligation.
Because he's not tradable. So you're just going to have to buy him out, or he's got to walk away or something. How about Nazi Muhammad?
Does that count, though? Like, what was he even paid when he came here? 2 years, $9 million?
No, it was a 4-year, $25 million deal. He averaged 5.6 points a game and 4 rebounds.
I mean, it's up there. I mean, even Charlie V wasn't that expensive. He just sucked.
So
I don't know, man. I wanted to ask the people.
It gets to the point where, yeah, you have to make that decision. Because the best thing that you could do is the next time he hits a winning streak, hope that somebody wants him and just shop him.
I've said
take him and we'll pay part of the contract.
I will stand and applaud. I mean, it'll be like when you see people give a standing ovation at the Oscars to a film. If you were ever able to pull a Prince Fielder 2.0
I was going to say,
get rid of this guy.
If you could do what they did with Prince Fielder, a guy that you thought, man, there's no way they could wait. They just moved him. Wow.
And they got Ian Kinsler.
Yeah.
It was a master stroke. But I really feel like we're living what this is going to be. Think about it. Look at the at-bats. Look at the production. He's not bringing you some Gold Glove defense. Like, he's going to stay here, collect a check, and this franchise has yet to show me that they're willing to do what it really would take. So, are we just going to be living with a 25-man roster instead of 26 in continuum? 4 for his last 34. He's worse this year than last year. And in the total sample size, he is 100 points and almost 20% worse than a league average ball player.
That's very depressing the way you put
I'm
it.
sorry.
Because,
I'm in a great
because I'm
mood.
thinking
We're having a great time.
No, because I'm like, yeah, right now you're 2 men down on your baseball team. That's not including
this year,
injuries.
AJ managed with 24.
Right. Not including injuries, which happened. Not Riley Green, that's actually, he got hurt. But this is Miggy, he's taking a roster spot, and Javi, he literally is, he's Javi and Harvey. When all of a sudden he's motivated, when he got benched, I thought maybe that was going to be the spark because he came back and it was like, man, that's the guy that you signed. And now that's all gone away again unless you got to light a fire under him again. This is it's depressing, but no, I do believe if the Tigers have shown me anything, kind of how they handle Miggy, they're going to handle this the exact same way and just cross their fingers, hope that he turns things around and it'll all be okay and go ride the Ferris wheel.
Thank you for that bally opinion. 248-539-9797. Kenny Cott, you sat here listening. I don't think I said anything unfair. Now, if you think if I've lost hope too quickly, well, your prerogative. Talk to me. Tell me where I'm off here.
You didn't say anything unfair. You backed it up with numbers. The problem with Javi Baez in this town, too, is he's always going to get some sort of fanfare. I mean, think about it. He's going to make a flashy play in the field.
Oh, you're not kidding.
He's going to hit a spicy home run once, and then everybody's going to be like, see,
standing
old
ovation.
Javi is back.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, guys? Why are you so negative?
No, and that's why I gave you the total sample size. Now, look, if he put 2-3 good months together and was carrying a baseball team, you can begin to put some of it in the rearview mirror. But, fellas, he was bad last year. He's far worse this year. Far worse.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 good weeks this season.
And that's enough for people to go, hey, whoa, look at that.
Right, and then all
It's
of a sudden,
Javi again.
he hit a double. There we go.
He flipped off the Chicago crowd. There's our Javi Baez.
Yep. Detroit versus everybody. He's one of us now. No, I'm with you. It amazes me how, the fans or watching Miggy. Miggy will, hit a deep fly ball. It's an out, and people are just standing, clapping like, yeah, it was almost like it didn't count.
Same thing with Torkelson, too. Wow, did you see the exit velo there? Okay, great.
Right. He ran into one. Low and inside, yanked it down the line. Congratulations. You know what I need from Torque? 9 homers in a month. Consistent, air under the ball. Like, look. You know what? I'm going to keep it positive.
Nah.
No. I'm going to keep it positive because I was about to lambaste the listeners going, listen, if you want to talk about what your favorite cookie is, guys, I'm not talking about the Grand Prix and how happy you were to sip lemonade. I don't care.
What'd you dream?
I want to know. I'm ignoring that. I want to know if Javi Baez is going to be Miggy 2.0, where we will sit here for years playing a dead person in the field.